All right. We are live now. This is Indie Talk with Jesse and Jeryn featuring a Midwest referee, RJ Wilkins. How's it going, RJ?
I'm doing great, Jeryn. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure to be on your guys' podcast. I really appreciate the invitation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've been doing a lot recently. I mean, you're the senior official referee. You're probably the biggest referee around. So we gotta definitely give you a shout. So, yeah.
Thank you. It still feels weird hearing that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
been a lot of work. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Oh, we've already got the real Drago one says finally. Yeah, we it took a little bit, so yeah.
Drago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi, hi guys, my favorite ref. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't make RJ blush. Come on, man.
I know it honestly the compliments are the weirdest thing in the world to me. They do feel super weird, but I love I love them so much. I can't thank everybody enough. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So let's start off with just a good beginner question. Talk about how you got into watching wrestling as well as your early career.
yeah. So I started watching wrestling 20 years ago, actually. I started watching, I was probably 10, 11 years old. So it was
Mhm.
around 2002, 2003. Uh, the first group of superstars that really kind of got me into wrestling was Evolution and Triple H and all that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and so I was kind of hooked from the end of 2002 to 2003, and then have been literally been watching ever since.
Mhm.
Um, my parents, I'm pretty sure if they're not watching now, they will be watching. So hi, mom and dad, I love you both very much.
Mhm.
Um, my parents wanted me to make sure that before I did anything in life, school comes first. And I was never a big fan of school. I'm being completely honest. I hated
Yeah.
school. I hated going to school.
Mhm.
But once I finished college and got my 4-year degree, I really do feel and believe that it really has made me a better person, and it really did make a difference in my life. So once I finished college, actually, that's when I finally started working slowly in the business. I went to
Mhm.
a few local shows in the Minneapolis area. My very first show as a fan was probably oh man, it was at the Knights of Columbus in Bloomington, right next to that BMW dealership.
Oh
And
yeah.
I saw Davari versus Big Seth, and it was right
Oh
when the Cruiserweight Classic was starting. Uh, just went to a couple shows, asked a couple people, like, hey, what do I need to do to start cutting my teeth in this business? And everybody always said, come for setup and tear down. You got it.
yeah.
And I did that for about a year and a half, until I finally kind of put my money where my mouth was and started slowly kind of working a little bit more as, you know, being part of the show. I managed for a little while. Wouldn't
Mhm.
mind doing that again either. And then just everybody, I guess there's a lack of good referees in the Midwest, is what I've been told. Um, and I was just naturally good at it, and
Mhm.
I love doing it. Everybody loves my reactions. They're very genuine and honest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just as much a fan as you guys are
Mhm.
of the sport, and my reactions are real.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, it's just been a grind since I officially started training in 2018 at the academy. Was when I first started. Or not, I'm sorry, 2020. But 2018 is when I started wrestling. So it was right before the pandemic. 2020. Started at the academy. All right, shut down. We're done.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then we got to come back. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that whole right before pandemic period was like really weird because 17 to 18 or no, 2017 to 19 going to shows, and then one show 2020 everything closes down and you sit. So
it,
yeah.
it was 2020 was weird. But because I honestly thought when the pandemic started, I was done. I legitimately thought it probably wasn't going to work again in pro
Oh,
wrestling.
mhm,
And it was disappointing for a while, but eventually I got over it. Things slowly started coming back. And I was still kind of debating on whether or not, do I still have a passion for this business? Just because the pandemic, it just flipped everything upside down,
mhm,
it just mentally even for me. And it was probably the lack of fans, watching on TV, with WWE and AEW. It just kind of was depressing. It really was.
mhm,
But I had a conversation with, believe it or not, Too Cold Scorpio, and he really helped me more or less, just kind of motivate me in the right way. It was just whatever he said. It was a while ago now, but just the way he said it, and just don't give up, and we've been doing this for so long, and it's never easy, and it's still
mhm.
difficult. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
uh he
Mhm,
just kind of gave me that motivation, and I've been in it and been back and have loved it even more than I ever have. And here we are today.
mhm. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Yeah. Wow. Too cold Scorpio motivating you. I mean, obviously a motivation, but the first person to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a real honest to God sweetheart. He was such a cool guy. uh
Mhm,
Wonderful gentleman to work with.
mhm. Yeah. 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 On Instagram here we got the summit. They say RJ, what's up? So
Summit. The first time I got to ref a match of theirs was at the Lift Bridge Brewery in Stillwater.
oh yeah.
So yeah, they're quite the tag team. I would like to get to do more matches with them. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 definitely. Uh, how did you originally get started with MAW wrestling?
Um, that's a fun story. uh, so I wasn't very content, we'll put it that way, with the promotion I was at before MAW.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I was at every show doing literally everything from setup and teardown,
Mm-hmm.
and just wasn't getting on the show. It was never about being paid or anything like that. I just wanted to see my name on the run sheet. That was really all it was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I'd literally been hearing things about MAW for quite a while before that too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and then they had their very first show at the Turtle Lake Casino in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to see that very first show as a fan at MAW, and after the show, I just introduced myself to Eli and Brian and David. Told them who I was, and they welcomed me with open arms,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and it
Yeah.
has been the best business working professional relationship I've ever had in pro wrestling, hands down. All of them are amazing to work with. Yeah, we butt heads sometimes, but that's this business.
Yeah.
But as far as the communication, openness, and trust, everything is wonderful. I owe them so much for my career for MAW. They've been home for me for 4 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I mean, obviously, all three of those guys are definitely awesome. And Eli, I mean, he's one of the first guys. Eli and Brian, I believe, they're usually the first guys that come up to me during shows. They're like, "Hey, how's it going?" and pat on the back
Yes.
and everything. So, mhm. Yeah. And then I have to usually like find David, but I mean, he's busy doing
That's
something. But yeah.
David's the brains and the money, and
Hmm.
not to, he's a businessman through and through.
Yeah.
Whereas Eli and Brian are, here for the boys, so to speak. Whereas
Hmm.
David's kind of more behind the scenes business stuff.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 The Real Drago says, Too Cold Scorpio was so nice for everybody in the locker room. Mm. Yeah. It's
He
one of
is. He really is. He's the best.
the,
Um, just the fact that I got to work with him was really surprising to me. I
hmm.
believe it was him and Paul Verk at
Yeah.
one of the big pay-per-views we did. I can't remember anymore. It was a while ago.
Yeah, yeah, so many now. So, hmm yeah. And then, oh, Drago also says David's always busy. So, yeah.
Yeah, not wrong there. And,
hmm
and he's good. He's very good. David's very good at what he does. Not only in wrestling, but the work he does with the shelter and everything, and the all of the work he does for the native community is wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. How he does that and women nations and everything. It's definitely really cool. And how
Yeah.
he centered that around the company. It's definitely cool. So, yeah. We get on the Facebook comment sections, we got Jordan Davis says, long time no see, RJ.
Ah, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
hmm
been too long. I know there's just so many people, and I know I travel around the Midwest a lot, and I'm mostly a Minnesota referee, but I don't get a chance to travel outside of the state as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
Because I actually made my wrestling debut in Michigan several years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, oh.
I've I've never wrestled in Minnesota, believe it or not.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to see you do one match at least one of these times.
One of these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brian, I'm looking at you, Brian Sager,
Right.
Commissioner.
Mm-hmm. He could throw you in the ring with Drago or something.
Yeah, Drago would kill me.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, he would kill me. So that's why I like Drago. I would like to keep that friendly relationship and have him not kill me.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be a good thing. Just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, a few months ago now, you talked about the academy. You finally graduated from the academy.
That
How's
was yeah, that was a very emotional day for me. In the best way. Uh I mean, just for how long I've been watching wrestling, how much respect that, you know, a lot of us have for this industry. Um
yeah.
and it's a tough, very tough and very cutthroat industry to be
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
So to be able to have that stamp of approval from Ken Anderson, of all
Yeah.
people, which still blows my mind that I get to work with Ken Anderson on almost a daily basis, is just it's still weird to me. I grew up watching him, uh, but
Yeah.
to have his stamp of approval is a very good feeling, and it's given me a lot of confidence as well this summer,
hmm
to really kind of give it my all and prove to everyone that I'm not just the best referee in Minnesota and the Midwest. I'm going to be the best referee in the world pretty soon, and you guys are going to see that.
hmm Yeah. 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 Definitely. Uh, before we keep going, Jesse just entered the waiting room, so I'm gonna get him in quick and
All right.
yeah, let's get him on. I know he wants to talk to you. Yeah, Mr. Jesse. All right, connecting. Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
uh,
Hey, Jesse.
Hey,
yeah,
how you doing, RJ?
Not
yeah,
too bad. Good to see you, sir.
Good to
yeah.
see you too.
RJ's in the shadows right now. The shadow
Oh,
realm.
sorry. I know it's getting dark out. I'm in my
Yeah.
car. Is that a little better?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Get some light in here.
Oh, that works.
All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, Jesse, we're talking about how he got watched or first started watching wrestling early career, MAW, the Sager, Amatrano, McCausland, and that
Mm,
all the beginning stuff right now. So
all
yeah,
right.
yeah. And Drago says hi, Jesse. So
Hey, Drago, my
yeah,
my new good buddy.
your new good buddy. Yeah.
Mm.
Probably
Oh,
my favorite Russian by far.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
he is one of those guys that is a powerhouse, and I
hmm
hope I hope to see him do some big things in MAW.
hmm
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. Stay tuned.
hmm Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty
like
sure him and Moses Mayhem still aren't getting along very well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they got definitely some unfinished business from Stillwater, and I think it was beginning of June. So yeah. Oh yeah. Summit Jesse, better late than never. Yeah.
Yeah, just you guys just chill and settle down. At least I tried to make it to Minnesota shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Rochester is pretty far from everything, so you got to move to the cities, Jesse. There's more over here. Not in the cities, but by the cities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't move to Minneapolis.
No.
Yeah.
Better than Wisconsin.
Yeah, or Wisconsin. Yeah.
Much better.
Oh, yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah, definitely better than the cities. So. Yeah. Jesse, I'll let you go with the question then.
So what was your favorite match to referee last night?
Last night, let me think here. There's some good ones last night. As always, Mitch Paradise and Joey Avalon. You know, I've refed them both before. They've obviously both gone against each other before. But just those two with the classic face versus heel. To me, it just doesn't get old. Joey being Joey, as always, with the shovel, getting in my face.
Yeah.
You know, literally, because like he literally looks to me and he's like, "Ref, I'm gonna hit Paradise in the dick," you know, bang. You know, it's like, really, dude, come on. I know it's a cage match, but you know, bro, you know, you know, and then Mitch Paradise, just being the best, you know, powering through the classic Mitch Paradise way. You know, it's a cage match. Chef Jeff may or may not have helped out a little bit, but Joey had it coming to him, so it was good to see Paradise get the win in a steel cage. But I would say that was probably the most fun. There was something about the JDX match that was very first of the night. Every time I get to ref a JDX match, it's something special. Always is. I used to ride in the car with him when I first started working. Right. So to finally and a lot of this summer I've been able to ref quite a few of his matches, and it's to come full circle like that was a real dream come true of mine, and a real pleasure. So I love sharing the ring with JDX.
Yeah. And then segue a little bit to talk about so you officiated the Cody O'Neill and Aaron Corbin match. How was that?
That was good. I'm being completely honest. I don't know who Cody O'Neill is. I'm completely honest. You know, I've never met him before. Yeah, I guess him and Aaron Corbin were a tag team way back in the day, is what I've been told. You could tell there was some history there. You really could. I think the crowd was probably the loudest that match, either that match or the steel cage match. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely those two were probably the loudest of the night. I was very surprised from Cody. Dude can move. Dude can fly. You know, I mean, he beat Aaron Corbin with a Spanish fly off the top rope.
Oh wow! There you go.
That's what I said. You know, so that was pretty cool to see. Aaron Corbin being Aaron Corbin. You know, just a real jerk in the ring, and did not want to. He wanted to put Cody O'Neill out for good, and unfortunately, that didn't happen for Aaron Corbin.
Right? Yeah. I mean, up until Jesse talked to Cody O'Neill about being on her show, I never knew about him, and then we had him on the show, and I guess he talked about Corbin. I was like, oh, I know Corbin for sure, and they got 20 years of friendship, and they've been tag team rivals back in the early 2000s with Neo Pro and a bunch of other companies. So
makes sense. Yeah, definitely coming full circle for them too. I'm glad I got to be a part of that story for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely really cool. Oh, Drago says I can't wait for another Drago versus Moses Mayhem too. So
Yeah, Drago, just chill, bro.
just
We might have to contain you guys somehow. Don't know
yeah.
how, but
Mm-hmm.
jeepers.
Cage match.
They're gonna tear the building apart. I just know it with those two. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you've got a big Russian strongman in Drago, and you've got, I mean, the Mack truck.
Yeah,
The big
yeah.
Mack truck, Moses Mayhem. I mean, these two are going to collide hard, and it's going to be nothing but destruction in their wake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Travis is wondering if he can ask a question. Of course, he can ask a question. Travis, come on. This is RJ Wilkins. He loves questions.
Bring it.
Yeah. And then we got Paul Verk says love you, RJ. So
I love Paul Verk to death. That's my brother.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love Paul Verk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeryn, I wonder if Paul heard about the news yet.
I don't know if he checked it out or not. I didn't see him live, but
Go ahead and tell everyone.
I mean,
RJ will get a kick out of this.
oh, so all right. So for a while or a couple weeks now, or more than I think it's about a month now, we've had wrestlers of the week. We choose 2 wrestlers of the week. Jesse came up with a thing, at least for this week or possible other weeks, to have like a trio as tag team wrestlers of the week. And since
you're gonna love this one. Go ahead, Jeryn.
And since System, Verk, and Johnny Oxbow are all best friends now, we decided to put them together.
Well, speaking of System, Paul Verk, and Johnny Oxbow, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this already, but System and Paul Verk are now MAW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
That happened just last night.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Paul 2 belts.
Paul
then we got the System.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow Johnny's always just being Johnny, there to pick up the pieces. And Johnny does a great job doing that. So he's gotten in my face more than one time and helped out the System in more ways than he should have.
Yeah.
That's probably the most unlikely tag team and probably the most unlikely trio, I guess, minus Johnny and System. But yeah. They work somehow.
I guess so, yeah. And we'll have to see how that plays out, because I mean they just did have a big match or Wisconsin in the Wisconsin casino, so we'll see.
Yeah, that was a very emotional match. So when I gave Paul the title when he won the belt, both him and I were very emotional, because I know how hard he's worked for this belt. He deserves it. You know, he's the true champion, in my opinion. Not to say that System wasn't, but System did it in a very System way. Whereas Paul is a champ of the people, and Paul Verk's gonna be champ for a while.
Yeah. Jesse.
So, what are your feelings on this partnership with the System and Paul? Do you think they're going to try to work together, or is one going to turn on the other?
What do you think System's going to do, Jesse? I have full confidence in Paul. I don't know if anybody can trust System, or even Johnny, for that sake.
Yeah.
You know, I think Paul will always do his best to do whatever he can, whether he likes his tag team partner or not. Paul is a hard worker through and through. System now, not that System's not a hard worker. System wants to work smarter, not harder, if that makes sense. So that's where I feel if System's going to take an opportunity and take a chance, he's going to jump on it, regardless of if it makes him look good or bad. So I think we, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to spin it, might see system turn on Paul before anything, or who knows, maybe they can work together. You know, maybe they won't work well together, and just a little miscommunication might cause them to lose the belt sooner than they want. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll have to see. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
See how it goes.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a great question. Of all time?
Yeah.
I really like the first Boondock Saints movie. That's probably my favorite movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay. I might have to see that.
I can't believe you haven't seen that. Not family friendly, just a heads up. So don't watch it on your parents or young kids. So, but it's a great movie.
Yeah. I forgot the. Oh man, it was a guest we had last week, but or no, not last. That was last Monday. We were talking to AJ Sanchez LaRock. He said his favorite movie was Ted 2. I'm like, yeah, we couldn't watch that around kids either. So, yeah,
gotta be careful with that.
Yeah. Jesse.
So how did you find out that you were going to be graduating out of the academy?
It was a surprise, legitimately. Didn't know until Ken said my name. 100%. So the emotion, the reaction, only the people who were there that night will really kind of completely understand and know. But you guys, I broke down hard. It was very emotional for me. In the best of ways, in the greatest of ways.
Right.
And I think, that was the best part of it, was it not being expected. We knew everybody knew something was up, because Ken had messaged everybody to show up at camp that night. Old, new, didn't matter. He wanted everybody there that night. We kind of thought, something's going on. We wonder if some people are graduating or if there's just a meeting or something. But then all of a sudden, boom. We had a great class of graduates with us. And, it was an honor to graduate with the people I graduated with. It was a great class of ours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea it was coming. None whatsoever.
Oh,
no warning.
No warning. Just show up and we'll say some names that might be your name.
Yeah, good thing I showed up that night when Ken asked us to.
Yeah, you graduate when you're not there.
Right.
Well, I don't know what happened. You have to wait next year, I guess.
Probably.
Or it's like the one coach from Happy Gilmore. Better look next year.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Travis Sharp says, RJ, I have a question. Do you have any tips for newcomers keeping their gear smelling fresh?
Oh God, Travis. So this is the second time in the past 2 days that Travis has done this to me. So Travis announced for Steel Domain Wrestling on Saturday night. And I had literally washed my gear, all my gear that day before the show, because I didn't have a show on Friday. And I was literally putting on my ref shirt, and Travis could smell it, from like 2 to 3 feet away, the freshly washed shirt. Trick is, it's downy. That's all it is. There was nothing special about it. It was just washed it that day. And unlike a lot of people in this industry, I mean, I guess if it works, I wash my gear. That's all it takes. That's what keeps me so clean and smelling so damn good. Just wash your gear, guys. That's it.
Yeah, Travis, wash your suit, man.
Yeah,
Travis,
yeah. Then maybe I won't
get
try to
with it,
go to
will
the
ya?
other corner every time you try and hang on the same corner as me, Travis.
Mhm.
Only Travis will understand that.
Only traffic. Yeah, he's usually he wears the full suit in like 90-degree weather. I'm like, oh my god.
Travis is awesome. I love Travis. He's so
Mm.
fun to chit chat with and talk to, and he's a wonderful announcer. And he's been doing it a long time, which was
Oh, yeah.
one thing I was really surprised to hear too. Is he's been doing it a very, very long time, and he's good at what he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And he was also a wrestler back then too. So
Yeah.
I heard that. I haven't seen anything, but I heard he did wrestle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Travis says you can't wash a suit. You got to dry clean only. Oh, that's yeah.
That's your problem, Travis, not mine.
Yeah, come on, Travis. Yeah.
Travis, get with the program.
Yeah, get with the program. There we go.
I was gonna say, there it is. Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yeah, I
waiting
was
for
wearing
that.
it backwards just because I don't know, I wanted to be backwards, but I'm like, oh, I got a wrestling hat on. I
Yeah,
probably
I was
show
waiting for
that.
that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then I'm also wearing a Discover Pro shirt. So shout
There
out
you
to
go.
Eric Nordstrom, everyone over there. Good job. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we got Mr. Leonard Literacy in the comments right here.
Hi,
Says,
Leonard.
yeah.
My favorite librarian. No, he's not a librarian.
Yeah. Not certified, but he calls himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says RJ is awesome and shout out to Indie Talk. Mm-hmm.
Leonard is one of the nicest people I've ever had. I've gotten to work with locally. Just a true, genuine, caring person who genuinely wants everybody to get better and really cares about everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Jesse.
Okay, so I got one for you. Can you talk about how you and Brendan Kinney get along now?
Oh, we get along perfectly. I don't.
Oh.
He honestly, at MAW we get along perfectly. There's nothing wrong with us there. Now PCW we might have a different story, obviously.
Yeah. You guys at each other.
At the last Under the Big Top this summer, I was watching. I mean, and call back to Aaron Corbin again. Aaron Corbin being Aaron Corbin. I'm pretty sure there was some back behind the scenes, under the table money exchange. I don't know. I didn't see it, but you could tell that Brandon Kenny was purposely in favor of Corbin at Under the Big Top and was trying to screw out Mitch Paradise and a lot of other people. Yeah. And as a referee, I'm not standing for that. That's not right. So of course him and I had exchanged some words also in the ring. Him and I may or may not have let the moment get the best of us. I did take matters in my own hands and I did spear him. I tackled him right to the ground. Told him come on, man, we gotta call this down the middle. You're giving us all a bad time. We hashed it out. Haven't had any issues since. But who knows what could happen in the future? Hopefully he's right down the middle from there. But yeah, before that, him and I have never had any problems. That's the one and only time we've had problems.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's good that you guys were able to patch it up there. So, yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, I haven't worked with Brandon Kinney. I don't think if my memory serves correct, technically had a show co-ref with him since that show.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I see him all the time, but I haven't worked with him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you guys did you guys weren't out at the same time, but I mean, you guys were at the New Prague show, right? Paradise City. The
last one, the one that was
the last recent one. Yeah.
The most recent one. He was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was out. I saw him walking around. I forgot what
Oh, yeah, that's right.
man refereeing, but yeah. He seemed to call it down the line after that. So yeah.
Sid, him and I didn't have a spats, so it was okay.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, also during that show, you got carried out of the arena by Joey Avalon too.
I was just gonna say I did have my hands a little bit full with Joey Avalon and Sierra that night, and so much so that Sierra took it in her own right to try and referee a match. So that's probably the reason why my attention wasn't fully on Brandon Kinney and making sure he calls things down the middle like a referee should. Joey Avalon was being Joey Avalon once again, and I was a little preoccupied with that.
Yeah. It was definitely a big big night. And Sierra, I was like, who how did she just come? How did Mitch Paradise just let her come out like that?
Well, because Joey Avalon was the commissioner that night. So
he was actually a commissioner. He didn't make that up.
Oh no, that was not made up. He was actually acting commissioner that night.
Okay.
So that's how Sierra, I guess, got to referee a match.
I guess.
But it's Paradise City Wrestling. So we may have a commissioner, but it's still Paradise City Wrestling, and what Mitch says goes.
Yeah, definitely. Facebook comments. We got a few here. Sky Jennings says hello. So yeah.
Hello.
And then Wrestling Gone Wild owner Tom Burdick says awesome guys and good refs. So
thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah. Tom's a really good guy. He's been following the show. We had him and Rad Lightning from Hollywood, California on a few weeks ago. And
nice.
It was interesting. I like Tom.
Yeah.
Very down to earth and funny.
Yeah, definitely. Jesse?
So Fresh has stated that Brandon
great
Kinney,
start. So Fresh. I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry.
Anyway, So Fresh says that Brandon Kinney and Nick Pride are the same person. What do you think?
I don't see any similarities at all.
They
have completely different hairstyles. I'm pretty sure Brandon Kinney has his hair in a bun. Where Nick Pride is his hair is kind of nice and long, and I mean they do look quite similar, but I mean, as far as I know, I mean I've seen both of them backstage separately, so I don't know. Beats me. Fresh, stop eating Tide Pods.
Still doing the Tide Pod challenge for a few years.
That's why it's so fresh.
So fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
That's right. Yep. He's been quite the character. Had him on the show a few times, and he does his thing, and he says he's got real hair. I think some of us may differ in opinions, but
pretty sure it's a wig. But that's okay. We'll let him have his let him have his fun and think it's real.
Yeah. What else? Did you always want to be a referee, or was it wrestler first, or how did that work out?
No, I never wanted to be a referee, if I'm being honest. So not many people know this. Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of the workers know this, but that's about it. I'm hard of hearing, and I do wear hearing aids. And I don't wear my hearing aids when I ref. Surprisingly, I can hear okay enough without my hearing aids to work enough well in the ring. But long story short, if I hit my head too hard, I could lose my hearing. So as much as I would love nothing more than to be a full-time wrestler, I know it's not the best idea. Doesn't mean I can't wrestle in a match. I'm not gonna every once in a blue moon. If if the story's right, and if the moment is right, definitely, Archie's got to stick up for himself,
Yeah.
but I love this industry so much. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just know I always wanted to be a part of it as much and as often as I could. This is just kind of the old schoolness of me, I hustled until I got in. Legit. Hustled till I got in. So I started reffing because I wanted to do more at shows. And that was an easy way to start working more at shows and actually get booked. So I started reffing, and then it just didn't look back. I guess I was good at it before I was reffing before I was even trained. And a lot of people always came up to me when I would tell them, I'm not trained. Or, what, really? What? Would always surprise people, but that was the truth for a good probably year and a half of me refereeing all over the Midwest, and I was not trained. But yes, so long story short, no, I never planned on being a referee. I'm really happy. I enjoy it a lot. I've gotten to do a lot of great things, and I've been fortunate enough to share the ring with such wonderful people, throughout this business. But I think all of us always want to be a wrestler. I mean, that's why we watch wrestling.
Yeah.
But the fact that I get to still play such an important role in everybody's match, and still, my reactions, you guys are real in that ring. I hope everybody that's watching this knows that too. Yeah, I sell a lot, but the big facial reactions, they're real to me. I legit scared when these guys throw these punches and do these moves. But yeah, it's I just always wanted to be a part of this business in any way I could. That's my goal, and always has been.
Okay. Yeah, definitely well said. May 15th, a few months ago, you made your debut for Below Zero Wrestling in Fargo, North Dakota.
That was fun. That was really fun. I had a blast. I mean, there's really no two ways about it. I've been fortunate enough to work with a couple of people that are from North Dakota, like Bobby Brennan and Jack Ledger, and I used to work with Nick Nelson quite often. I know he's technically from North Dakota. So I had blast. Everybody treated me super well. It was a great card from top to bottom. The venue was beautiful. No complaints. I had a great time. Can't wait to go back.
Yeah. I definitely hope you go back. And Sanctuary Event Center, since I saw that building back in September, I'm like, this is nice. Like for wrestling,
it's almost one of the most perfect buildings for wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. It's just kept really nice. And I mean, you never know about like church wrestlings, but I mean, like that for it being in like a church sanctuary, it's definitely fits. So,
and I think the one thing that helps a little bit too in that aspect is from the outside, it doesn't look like a church. It doesn't look like a church until you go into the little event center room.
Yeah. They definitely it's definitely an interesting look. So, yeah. Danita Joe says, "Hey guys, Bullybrand Mama here."
Yes, Bullybrand is the best. Anybody who does not support the Bullybrand and promote the Bullybrand, you guys are missing out. You guys are really missing out. Bullybrand is the absolute best. What they do and what they promote with these dogs and rescuing and saving them and bringing them to a better home. It legitimately makes me want to cry. I love it so much. And not only on top of that, what they're doing is great, but they're some of the nicest and most caring people I've ever met in my entire life. I genuinely smile every time I get to see all of the Bullybrand clan and family and get to give them all big old hugs. I'm a huge hugger, and I love seeing them every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Support the Bully brand, please.
That's right. Yeah, support the Bully brand. I bought the rare Rampage Santana Bully brand shirt, and it's a great shirt. Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they Bully brand and Dustin and Mama Bully brand Mama are they help with the Indie Talk shirts as well. So guys, go buy an Indie Talk shirt, as Jesse likes to say.
Get one, RJ.
I will definitely get one. Needs to be sooner than later, but I'll get one.
All right.
Okay, yeah. I'll send you the instructions and the link and everything. So yeah.
Perfect. Please do.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Jesse.
I think that's all I have, Jeryn.
That's all. Okay. Let me cover a few things. Or I can keep going. Oh yeah. So March 18th, Ironheart Pro Wrestling. It was my first time ever. First time ever going to Ironheart Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically about the end, some confusion of the Xander Killen system Ironheart match. You and yourself and Jesse Johnson had a tussle, huh?
Yeah. As far as I saw, it sure looked like System was the champion.
Yeah.
Other people saw it differently, including Xander, Jesse, maybe even Caitlin Diamond. I don't know, but that's in the past. I guess Xander's champ still, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And you can catch out Ironheart Pro this Friday and Saturday, August 19th and August 20th. The 19th will be in Kenyon, Minnesota. And the 20th, we will be at our stomping grounds basically now is Hop and Barrel right in Hudson there. So we get to go there a lot, and it's a great place to work for us. So we'll definitely see if Xander can hold on to that title this weekend or not. Maybe System, maybe Rampage, maybe Ken Dixon. There's a bunch of people that are going to be there. Ironheart has got some really good wrestling, and if you want to watch some good wrestling this weekend, Ironheart's place to be.
Okay. Yeah. As that moment happened, I was like, "Is this like a Batista Cena recreation Rumble thing?" I'm like,
surprised me. Didn't know. Just like watching back there, and I just had to go out there. It's like this. No. We're not doing it like this. And Jesse and I started arguing, and Xander did the Xander thing and just destroyed everybody and everything in his path.
Yeah,
including Caitlin Diamond, the promoter, which did not sit well with her. Pretty sure she was stretchered out that show.
That's right. Yeah, I was like, wow, she's taking out everybody and tried to take out the police and paramedics and everyone too, but I don't think that worked.
You don't do that. That's
yeah.
I'm surprised he's still champion. I'm surprised Caitlin Diamond lets him be champion.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a crazy night. So yeah. What is your favorite food?
Oh, pizza. Like I love I'm a sucker for like the old school like Italian margherita pizza, like in a classic brickwood fire oven.
Yeah.
Super old school pizza the right way.
Yeah. I think last time we had Brian Sager on, he was saying pizza and that pretty much the same thing. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pizza. You can't go wrong with that. So
even bad pizza is still pretty good pizza. It's kind of weird how that happens. But no, you can't really screw up pizza. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So maybe you can go into a little name associations. So I got a list of names you probably know, and I just want to hear your original thoughts and as much or as little as you want to talk about them. So
okay.
Let's start off with Apex.
Ooh. Just wait for Apex.
Yeah, he's still pretty new, but yeah.
I'm not even saying it like that, honestly. that man has that character and that gimmick. It's something special and it's unique, I feel, at the same time. So that's where I say wait and see. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of us. And I think he's gonna be bigger than a lot of us realize. He's got something special about him for sure. He's a very hard worker and a great dude too.
Yeah. JDX.
One of the first guys I met when I first started working in the business. One of the guys I look up to as a mentor to me, you know, hard worker, great dude, you know, was kind of when I first started working. I mean, there was the old school saying he had the table for 4. He had 3 belts. You know, he held 3 belts in Minnesota at one time. You know, I think even more than that. JDX, I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't get signed full-time AEW, WWE, wherever, you know, and make it to the top. I'm going to be very surprised. But if he doesn't, he's easily going to be a local legend in Minnesota and Chicago. Easily. Yeah,
definitely. Someone who just made their debut over the weekend at Steel the Main, Kate Von Dick.
She's working so damned hard. It's not easy to be a woman in this industry. It is really not. This industry is difficult enough as it is. And she's already done a few referee shows. I think she made her referee debut out in Denver, Colorado about a month or 2 ago, is what she was telling me. And she's only been at the academy, you know, a few months, you know, just like Apex too. You know, these guys are brand new. And to see it click, you know, it's never going to happen immediately, but you know, see the wheels turn, you know. I'm not going to lie. I'm in the parking lot of the academy right now. You know, I was at camp this afternoon and was hanging out for, you know, most of class tonight. And, you know, just seeing the progression, you know, from when people have first started to now, you know, it's amazing. So I think she's going to be really good, and it's not going to be overnight. It's never overnight like it is with a lot of us. It took me years before I even, you know, about a year and a half before I even started reffing. You know, she's a couple months in and she's already reffing. You know, I'm proud. It makes me happy. But she's got a bright future. And if she works hard, like I know she has been doing, we could see probably one of the better female wrestlers even in a long time.
Yeah. Sean Livingston.
What a fun dude. Such a fun dude. Every time I see him, it's so fun he's always just having a blast. Every time he's so excited, so happy. And I feel like we still don't get enough of that in this business, because there's a lot of negativity in this business, sadly, because we're all hard on ourselves. But to see him always, you know, just even to see everybody else, he's just always happy, you know, cares a lot. So it's always good to have a positive attitude.
Yeah,
because things aren't always positive.
yeah, definitely. Cho Lee.
Freak.
Oh,
Nothing else.
Yeah.
We'll just leave that as it is. He's a freak.
He's a freak. All right.
Freak show.
Yeah, he's got an interesting gimmick. Yeah,
he does. A little creepy.
Yeah,
I'm
a little bit.
genuinely nervous when he comes to the ring.
Yeah, probably should be. Jesse Johnson.
Been working with Steel Domain quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first few people who was really kind of on me when I first started working as a referee, as far as trying to tell me, hey, make sure you do this, hey, make sure you do that, don't do this, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He sometimes can come off in not the best way. I mean, completely honest, but I know he truly means nothing but the best. He really does care, even though he doesn't always express it that way. But that's just, he's an older guy, or at least older than me. I'm only early 30s. He's probably at least 40, 50 plus. I don't know. But that's just, he's a different generation. I kind of compare it to like my uncle. My uncle was kind of that way. He would show his love by hurting you and making fun of you. That's just the way some people are. Some people don't like it, some people get it, but I know he means well, even though not everybody thinks that he means well.
Okay. Yeah. Brian Sager.
Craig? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love Brian.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best commissioners ever. Such a cool guy to bounce ideas off of too. We were doing that a couple of weeks ago in Eden Prairie, just kind of bouncing ideas off each other. Hey, what do you think of this? Do you like that idea? What if we did it that way? What if we did something like this? Just a guy that I know I can go to and trust and give me an honest answer to. Not gonna sugarcoat something. He cares. He really does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kanosuke Takeshita.
His English, like speaking, was really good.
Oh.
Yeah. That's really all I gotta say about Takeshita. It was an honor and a privilege to ref him and JDX. His English speaking was really good. He was a great worker. If I'm lucky, I'll get to work with him again.
Yeah. Great talent there. MJ Jenkins.
Who?
MJ Jenkins from that Ironheart show. Do you remember that? Oh, she was the black lady with the blonde bun.
Oh, the
Whole
Lot of Woman.
Yeah, the Whole Lot of Woman.
One of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was like, holy.
Yeah, she's got such an amazing voice. Sorry, I'm better with faces. That's why it took me a minute.
Yeah.
She was very good. She was very, very good. Not only as a character, her gimmick was great. She was a great wrestler, great singer, just overall very talented. A very talented woman.
Yeah, definitely. And then just a few more names. Travis Lucas Savage. I think that's
one of the tallest referees I've ever worked with. but also one of my favorite referees and one of the coolest people I get to work with too. I love working with Travis. He's such a great guy. I wished he lived more closer to the Twin Cities. I know he works mostly out in Wisconsin.
Yeah. And then last name Ed Hellier.
Love Ed. Ed is old school. Steel Domain's old school. Ed is big on you put in your work the old school way. And I did that with Steel Domain too, actually. I remember meeting, several years ago, just going to the Knights of Columbus just to set up for Steel Domain. hours before the show. Nobody's even there. Just a couple of us just set up the ring. I didn't even go to the show. Waited until after the show and then went over to the back to the Knights of Columbus to tear down. Ed notices that. You know, nobody thinks he will, but he does. Or if he doesn't see it, somebody's gonna tell him. He has a lot of respect and passion for this business still. He's a great dude. I love Steel Domain, and I'm happy I'm gonna be working with them a lot more often.
Yeah. And then just one final question. What are some of your future shows that you have coming up?
Yeah, so like I said, this weekend, the 19th and the 20th, we've got Ironheart this weekend. Friday the 19th, we're in Kenyon, Minnesota. And then Saturday, we're back at the Hop and Barrel Brewery in Hudson, Wisconsin. Both shows are going to be amazing, great shows. We're going to have people legitimately from all over the world there. You're not only going to see some local talent, but you're also going to see talent that you may have seen on TV or you may have never even seen before, and you're going to become a fan. I promise you that. Ironheart Pro, you know, totally true. Tough as iron, full of heart. You know, we are a family at Ironheart with Caitlin Diamond, the Doc, and everybody else. It's a whole. It really feels like a family event when I get to work with them. So I'm very excited for that this weekend. Unfortunately, right now I go week by week, and I don't know what I'm doing next weekend because I'm just so busy right now. So all I know is I have 2 shows this weekend, and they are Friday and Saturday. So you can catch me at Ironheart Pro this weekend in Kenyon, Minnesota, and then Saturday in Hudson, Wisconsin. More than that, you can almost always catch me at almost every MAW show. Same thing now with Steel Domain Wrestling as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I will be at just about every Steel Domain Wrestling show and just about every Midwest All-Star Wrestling show.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty much what we had. Thank you for being on. We've been wanting to get you on for a while. I know Jesse set it up, and yeah, it was lots of good stuff, and hope for a lot more just seeing you and refereeing. So
yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It was a real
welcome.
pleasure and a privilege to be on your guys' show. I've seen you guys do a lot of shows for a long time, and you know, I've seen a few of your guys' shows and seen a lot of the guests you guys have had on. I've wanted to be a guest for quite a while too. I'm not gonna lie. So I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. It was a real blast. I had a great time. You guys are doing great things for a lot of local people. You know, just getting the word out there. You know, Jeryn, I see you, dude. I see you all the time. Man, Jeryn, you know, so you guys are true local fans, and we can't thank you enough. Not just me, but a lot of us workers. So it's a real honor and a real pleasure and a privilege. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate that, and just like starting off as a fan, 2017, going under the big top Steel Domain, and never would have thought like, oh, I can be recognized around here. It's pretty cool. So
it is cool. This one of my favorite sayings in pro wrestling, and I still feel this is true to this day. And I'm going to end on this actually, because I think this is the best way to end the podcast, in my opinion, or at least end my time.
Yeah.
Anything, and everything can happen in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Legitimately, there's anything and everything can happen.
Yeah, definitely well said. All right. Well, thank you, RJ.
Before we let RJ go, I'm just gonna tell him something about Kenyon. It's actually pronounced Kenyon, not Kenyon.
Oh, Kenyon, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. I apologize.
I just wanted to let you know, so when you got there Friday night,
I'm gonna get booed out of the building when I get there. I appreciate it.
So it's
Yeah.
Kenyon, Minnesota.
Kenyan, not Kenyan.
Yeah.
I think I had that problem with Waukesha when I went and worked for GLCW.
Oh,
Thanks to System, he kept calling Waukesha Waukesha.
Waukesha.
So I legitimately
Sounds like
started
him.
calling it Waukesha a couple times.
Yeah, Waukesha. Oh man.
I know you're not gonna let that go, are you, Jeryn?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be like that. One time he called the state town the wrong name and twice. And, yeah.
Never let it go.
Mhm.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much. It's
You're
been a
welcome,
pleasure.
RJ.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Have a nice night, RJ.
Thank you guys. You guys take care. We'll see you guys later.
You too.
Yep. All right. Live video is ending.